So, Tamberla, first off, congrats on Brilliant Minds. I really enjoyed the show, what I was able to watch of it. And you're great. And so is Zachary Quinto in this. And I've never seen something where he's not on as an actor, but he seems just like extremely on in this role. How is he as a scene partner? Because he's just firing on all cylinders here.
Yeah, so I want to start off by saying for those for the audiences who haven't seen the show is inspired, Brilliant Minds is inspired by the life and works of a renowned neurologist, Dr. Oliver Sacks, of whom Zachary bases his character, Dr. Oliver Wolf, off of. Um, we follow Dr. Wolf and his team of interns as they navigate the last great frontier, which is the human mind. With that being said, Zachary he's amazing. Like I had so many friends ask me, is he as intense as he looks? Like you would not believe the amount of text messages that specifically said, is he intense? And to that I responded, not at all. He is a damn fool and he's so fun. And we have this really great rapport off camera, and I know it translates on camera. Because my character, Carol Pierce, is actually based off of Carol Burnett, who was a real life friend and colleague of Dr. Oliver Sacks. So this isn't something that we had to create from scratch, so to speak. We had a template, even though we aren't tethered to the time constraints of that period, the 1960s. But Carol E. Burnett and Dr. Oliver Sacks were actually really, really good friends in real life.
That's incredible. And it definitely does translate to the screen because your two characters have such a fun interactions because you're able to like give him a hard time, but you still obviously have his best interest in mind. What do you like most about that dynamic? It's very fun to watch.
No, that's exact. You answered your own question. I do give him a hard time because I know where he came from, and I know that a lot of people see him as a challenging physician to work with. People don't want to work with him because of those things. So it's my job as his colleague, as his friend, who brings him over to my hospital to sort of ground him and say, hey, if you do X, Y, and Z here, you're not going to have another chance. Where the other places, people just aren't having that conversation with him. They're just not giving him another chance. But Carol knows that her friend is a genius. She knows that he is going to literally step into the shoes of his patients in order to figure out what it is that's going wrong with them. And that's the type of energy, that's the type of doctor she needs on her team. She recruits him to this hospital so that they can create this neuropsychology dream team and help these patients that other people have discarded.
And I think you phrased it perfectly about him like putting himself in the shoes of his patients. And because when watching the show, what really struck me was just the empathy that the show has for all of the patients. And it's not something you always see in a medical drama. There's always a care, but this is just like a next level of just really trying to understand and help these people. And I thought that was a really beautiful aspect of the show.
Yeah,
Could you speak to that element? Because that really
yeah,
struck me.
absolutely. And again, that's one of the things that struck me about the show. Tyler, when you watch our show week to week, you're not going to get cases where people are coming in at the beginning with a thing and then they're leaving at the end of the episode with that thing fixed. That's not what you're going to get with this show. The show is about the brain. The show is about mental health, and just like how you wouldn't go into your therapy session expecting to be fixed in an hour, that's not what we're doing here. We are giving people adaptability tools, things that they can go out into the world and function with. Like, how do I live in this new normal? We're going to get to the bottom of whatever is causing it in the brain. But we're going to give you the tools to adapt when you get out in the world. And that takes more than a day. That takes more than an episode. That takes more than years, sometimes decades. And that's one of the exciting things you'll get to see with a lot of our cases and a lot of our patients. They keep coming in and out. Nobody's fixed in this show.
I was curious how it was working with Michael Grassi, the creator of the show, because there's been so many medical dramas, but this really does feel unique and a fresh take.
Michael Grassi, that man, listen, if he writes things for me specifically, he doesn't even have to ask. He can just go ahead and call my agent and tell them I'm gonna do the show. I will work with that man until the day I die. He has been from the moment I auditioned, my second or third audition was with him and maybe the director or so. And from the moment I got on screen with him, he was just so encouraging. He made me feel like I had the job when I know it was probably 10 other girls going up for this role at the same time. As a showrunner and creator, he has been so collaborative, um, and given me the opportunity to speak up and speak out about any challenges, any issues that I've had with the character. And I can get on the phone with him at 10 p.m., 11 p.m. and say, hey, we're shooting this scene tomorrow. And I know it's last minute and I know you don't have time for my stuff, but this is what's rubbing up against. And he was always open door policy about whatever I had and would work with me to get to the point of comfortability for me. So he is a dream showrunner. And I'm not just saying that. I really, really mean it.
That's really wonderful. I think that that open door relationship that you describe really shows in the television show as well. So
Good. Good.
congrats so much on Brilliant Minds, and I can't wait to see more of the show. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Tyler.